Welcome to my channel, and I'm here to inspire you, give you crochet advice, and help you along with your next project. If you enjoyed this pattern, please give me a thumbs up or even comment so I can gauge your interest. It helps me to know what to film next. I'm not very formal. Here's today's zinger. Hush now, I'm counting. 99, 100, 101, oh darn it! I have to frog and restart all over again. And before I do that, let's get on with today's tutorial. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So it's my friends over at Yarnspirations.com. Today we have the Gingerbread Afghan, and this can also be a tree skirt. In today's tutorial it's going to be a mega one. There's video chapters so that you can scroll ahead if you want to work on this, and then come back at a later time. You can actually get the round numbers and be able to flip ahead. We're also going to be covering the idea of counting, and you'll also be looking at this idea from the image of a clock. And when we look at this, everything that I'm about to do has segments like a clock of going in a circle. So I'm going to be talking about that as well. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Christmas tree skirt option, because that's originally what this was. And I'm going to show you how to do that and then where to pick me up in the tutorial if you want to carry on. So it's a matter you're going to leave a hole in the center or whether you're going to fill it in. But either way, we're going to be going today. So let's begin this journey right now. So this tutorial is going to be filmed like a clock. Every one of the segments all the way around is a repeat. So instead of me having to crochet an entire blanket, what I'm going to be doing is taking you through the repeat. So I'll take you after the slip stitch to get started, show you what that repeat is, and then I'll pick you up just before that slip stitch so that you understand what it is. So as we're moving along in this, you'll notice that we begin and we're going to have 8 sections. So there's going to be 8 marks on the clock. It will then transition to 12 marks on the clock, then 18, and then finally it will go to 36 sections. So once you understand that, is that it's just a matter of repeating all the way around. But the thing about it is that the stitch counts when you're going to count are going to be unique. And so, not to confuse you, but there was a method to my madness which I want to share with you next. In each round I gave you the number of stitches per section. So it's just a little section, just a little thing so that you can easily count that so that you don't get confused. Now what I did not count is that if the bottom of the valley here is sharing both sides of the point, I never counted that. So you can see that here it says like this DC4 together. This did not count as part of the point, because the problem is that it's on both sides of that because of the way that it's connecting. So I just left that completely out of the counting. So you're only going to count from this part here to the peak. So do you see this? So if there's ever a stitch that is sharing both sides, that one is never counted. So keep that in mind, and let's keep moving on in today's tutorial. In today's tutorial as well, we only use 3 colors. When I say we, I mean the royal we, myself, myself, and myself. So what we did is that we had the idea of just using 3 colors, and they're using 2 balls of each of the Caron 1 pound. And you can see color A was claret, B was lace, and C was light terracotta. What I'm going to be doing for you today is that I'm going to be maintaining this color A, B, and C, but I'm going to be switching A to terracotta, light terracotta, B is to baby blue, and C is to lavender. And I'm using the yarn that I have on hand in order to make this. So that's something that you can decide for yourself. Our testers Wendy and Nancy also did their own versions, and we have those visuals available to you on the download as well. There's a lot of instructions when it comes to all the abbreviations, but don't worry about it. We're going to work our way step by step. This blanket is approximately 60 inches in diameter using a 5mm size H crochet hook today. So let's start talking tree skirt next. The center of the hole for the tree skirt, I prefer tree skirts that don't have a slit. So there's a little bit of a debate online whether you want the slit or not. I'm tired of the debate, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. I like to literally put my tree stand down. I like to put the tree skirt on first and then insert the tree in later. And because I got cats, they like to play underneath these kind of things. So I like a nice solid one. For some people it doesn't work. So I don't have this figured out to make it as a slit version, because it matters on being able to do this kind of stitching on whether you're on the right side or the wrong side of the project. So I have figured out that leaving the center of the hole, you can have a 2.5 diameter hole, 2.5 inches, 3.25 inches, 4.5 inches, and 5 inches in the center hole if you want to. So what you can do for that is that it says in the instructions here you can chain the number of stitches, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And we also have the average sizes of Christmas tree skirts. So even though I made this 60 inches, maybe you want to do something that's for your office or for a reception where you have a small mini tree. You can stop earlier, maybe at 12 inches, and decide what you want to do with that. So let's talk about the chains that you'll need for the tree skirt option and then where to go next on the pattern in order to continue. So let's talk the sizing. We have a 2.5, a 3.25, 4.5, and a 5. So if you want the 2.5 inches, you're going to chain 32, and then what you can do is just join it so that you form a ring. You're then going to chain 1 and you'll apply 1 single crochet into each stitch, and that will give you a total of 32 single crochets. From this point you'll proceed to the 4th round in the instructions. So if you're watching the video chapters, just scroll ahead then to the 4th round and you'll pick it up exactly from there. The next size hole, 3.25, you'll chain 40, again attach it to make it a ring, chain 1 and 1 single crochet in each, and then you'll have 40 single crochets, and I need you to progress to the 5th round after that. The 4.5 is chain 48, you'll join it and make it a ring, and then chain 1, 1 single crochet, you'll have 48 single crochets, and you'll proceed to round number 6. Then the 5th one in the final, the 5 inches, it's chain 60 and then form the ring, chain 1 and 1 single crochet in each, and therefore you'll proceed then to the 7th round. So what I want to do is that I want to show you how I'm counting the sides. So we're gonna be doing that next. And so we're now going to start as if it's a regular Afghan, and if you're doing the tree skirt, as I mentioned, just proceed to the round number in order to get started after the center hole is done. For counting reasons, instead of counting an entire circle, I did it by the segments to make it a lot easier for myself when I was designing, and I think it might be easier for you as well. So when we go to start the first round, and this is starting with the Afghan, so you will notice that the rounds from the 4th round all the way to the 7th is the pickup when you're doing a tree skirt, but if you want the center to be solid, then you'll start here. So as you begin the first round, it says there's 12 single crochets into the ring, join, and there's 12 single crochets. It says the next round will create the circle to be split into 8 sections, and the counts at the end of the instruction are for each of the repeat or the point going forward. So when you see round 2, it says chain 1, 2 single crochets into each stitch, and then join at the end. It says 3 single crochets. 3 single crochets is the number of stitches in the 8 sections. Okay, so that's how it's gonna work. Does that make sense to you? So you're looking at each section. So when it's a round circle, it's kind of harder to tell, but eventually this goes into a star formation where it's a lot easier to count. But that's how I did it, and hopefully that will make sense. So you ready? Let's begin, and we're gonna start with a 5mm size H crochet hook, whatever yarn that you decided to use. There is a gauge that has been provided to you. It's 13 single crochets by 14. Remember that this is working in a circle, so you may want to check that before you begin. But for now, we're gonna start our instructions, and we're gonna work our way step by step throughout this entire project. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so let's begin. So I'm going to start the inner circle, so it's actually a solid circle, and then I'm gonna divide off into the sections, and you'll be getting into that next. So I'm just using the color sequence that I have. So A, B, C, I'll be following that. In my case, B will be baby blue or light blue, or what color is it? Sky blue. It's a blue. So let's begin. We're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and form the center ring by slip stitching into the first chain and pull through, and that is your beginning chain. So let's begin round number 1. This is considered the right side of the project, and in time you'll be able to easily identify which is right side and which is wrong side. So you're just gonna chain 1, and there's gonna be a lot of stitches going into this chain 4. You have to bear with it, and I need you to put in 12 single crochets inside the ring, and let's count those out together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and go right up over top of that straggler. This is 7, 8, 9. Now I'm running out of space. Don't worry about it. Just pull on it and reveal more. So there's 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now what I need you to do before you proceed is count it's so important that you do it right now. So let's count those out. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12. The 12th one back is where you're going to slip stitch, and we're gonna keep this color going for the next round. So slip stitch, and if you went over top of the straggler and it's trapped underneath, I want you to get rid of it. My mother would call it the straggler. People ask me, why do you call it a straggler? It's just a tail end. It's just slang. Let's begin as we go into round number 2 next. So let's continue into round number 2. Just chain up 1 and do 2 single crochets into each stitch all the way around. Nice and simple. I need you to make sure that there's 12 stitches that each have 2 single crochets in each before you join it at the end of this round. Continue around with round number 2. Once you've verified that you have your right stitch counts, just slip stitch to the beginning and pull through, and now you're continuing on to round number 3. We're gonna keep the color going again. The third round we're going to be getting rid of this color at the end of it, but for now we're gonna continue and we're going to expand this circle even more. So chain up 1, and in the very first stitch I need you to apply 2 single crochets into the same stitch. So 1 and 2 is into the same. I then in the next 2 stitches it's going to be 1 single crochet in each of those. So there's 1 and 2 on its own. So the repeat then for round number 3 is that the next one will have 2 single crochets in it, and then the next 2 will be 1 on its own. So I need you to do that all the way around for round number 3. Just keep in that sequence, and I'll be back in just a moment. When you're coming up all the way around the last segment here, and it's just a matter of keeping the right counts, so you don't have to do anything special. So I'm currently putting 2 into the same one, and then the very final 2 are 1 in each. So I'm going to show you only one time on how to fasten off the yarn and change it. So we're going to just slip stitch to the beginning, and in my case it says to break B, so this is breaking the color. So why it doesn't say fasten off is, if you've ever wondered that, is that fasten off is the term at the end of the project or at end of a panel. Breaking means that you're not done this particular segment of the type of project that it is. So fasten off in our case will not be until the very final round of this blanket, because it's only a one-piece unit. So breaking is used in all the different instructions all the way to the end of the segment. So you're going to then just trim your yarn and pull through. I want you to favor the back side or the wrong side of the project and throw it through a tapestry needle. Now you're gonna notice that I'm not gonna do that here, because I'm gonna start breaking into segments really soon, and my goal is just to show you how to do each segment, but this is how you will fasten off, and this is how I did it on the main sample. So come through the back and pull through, and then go back again, and it just takes a few seconds, so don't get stressed about this, because if you don't do a good job of it and it does come out, you'll be kicking yourself later. And then just trim it down. What I like to do for my personal self as well is that I like to change where the slip stitching is. So sometimes I'll just join it somewhere else, and then I'll start up, and therefore the slip stitch line will never be in the same location all the way throughout, and that's something that you can decide for yourself. So we're now going to move on with round number 4. Let's begin round number 4. For those working on the Christmas tree skirt with the 2.5 inch diameter, welcome on board. This is the 4th round, and what you'll do is that you'll apply the same instruction to your single crochet round that you just finished if you were doing the 2.5 inch size. So now let's begin. So I like to just start anywhere on here, but just keep in mind that when you create a slip stitch across, it appears as an extra stitch. So just be mindful that you're not gaining any stitches by adding an extra stitch in the space that's provided. So just be nice how you go over top of it. So what I want you to do is that we're just gonna join to any, or to the same stitch, or any stitch in this case, and I'm going to join it like this, and you can do a single crochet join as well. So if you want to, let me show you how to do that. So if you put it on the hook and put it in, pull through, so you got 2 there, pull through those 2, that's a standing single crochet. So instead of just attaching it, chain 1 single crochet, which creates an extra bit of material, this has a nice clean look, and you can decide if this is gonna work for you. So we're gonna put 2 single crochets into that one, and then it says 1 single crochet in the next 3. So watch how you come up over top of this part right here. So let's just count those 3 out. So we have 1 and 2, and this is a space that's created by the slip stitch, so that's not a stitch. It's right here. So when you do it, just make sure you pull it nice and tight to kind of have it suck in a little bit, and then single crochet. It always looks a little off, but that's just the nature of crochet, so don't worry about it. Okay, so let's go through the repeat. It's going to be 2 into the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then 1 into the next 3. So 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and then let's go through this again. So 2 into the next one, and then the next 3 are by itself. So 1, 2 and 3. Please carry on now, and I'll see you at the end of the round. This is round number 4. So I'm coming to the end of number 4. So if your segments are not working out, so there's gotta be 2 in this one because I'm just keeping the right count. If there was not 3 stitches left, then you know something is wrong with the count. So just keep an eye on that just in case it's not working out for you. And when you get all the way back around, slip stitch it to the beginning single crochet, or the standing single crochet in this case, and we'll continue then into round number 5. Let's start round number 5 in a moment. Let's begin round number 5. For those working on the Christmas tree skirt opening, this is the 3.25 diameter hole, and this is where you're starting. So welcome aboard if you're starting it at this point. You'll continue with the same instruction that I'm about to give you with your particular round. We just have the center already filled in at this point. So let's begin round number 5. You're going to just chain up 1, and you will do 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then the next one has 2 into the same stitch. So 1 and 2. Okay, so let's do the repeat one more time. So the next 4 are by itself. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then 2 into the next one. So continue this all the way around, and this will be round number 5. I'll be right back in just a moment. When you come up all the way around to the end, the last stitch before the join should be 2 single crochets in each, and then you're just going to join it, and we're gonna keep this color going on for one more time. The circle has now officially been divided into 12. You can't see that yet, but that's the goal, and we're moving on to round number 6 next. Moving on to round number 6, for those working on the Christmas tree skirt, we welcome you, and you are the 4.5 inch diameter hole. You're going to be picking up from this instruction moving forward, and it's the same instruction for you. So for those that are continuing on from this Afghan size, and even the smaller holes for the tree skirt, you're noticing that the increase is changing its location. That's to keep it more of a circle instead of just having it starting to divide off into like flat sides. That was the method to the madness. Round number 6, you're gonna chain up 1, and in the same one that you have the join, 2 single crochets into that stitch. So 1 and 2. Now here's what we have is that the next 3 are going to be single crochets. So we have 1, 2 and 3, and then we're gonna do an increase again. So there's gonna be 2 into the next one. So 1 and 2, and then the next one is 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and you're gonna do that all the way around. So 2 into the next one, and then 1 into the next 3. Please do this all the way around for round number 6. I'll be back in just a moment. So as we finish up round number 6, the final 3 are just gonna be 1 single crochet in each. I'm just keeping count with the math, so don't think that I did anything special. It's kind of buckling a little bit. I'm not gonna worry about it at this stage, and I'm just going to pull it together with the slip stitch to the beginning to finish this off, and this is round number 6. Okay, so if you want to push it down, you can do that. Just give it a bit of a stretch, and see, nice and flat. Let's move on to round number 7. Let's move on to round number 7. For those doing the Christmas tree skirt of the 5 inch diameter, this is the hole that would be left, and you will be picking up round number 7 and starting at this point. For those that are continuing with the smaller skirts and also the Afghan version, you're gonna continue to do the same thing as well. Let's move on to round number 7 by chaining 1, and you will apply 1 single crochet starting in the first one where the join is, and do that one plus 3 more. So there's a total of 4 single crochets in a row. And then the next one is 2 single crochets into the same one. Again, I've changed the location of the increase to keep this more of a circle. So the repeat then for this round is 4 single crochets by itself, and then 2 into the next. And please do this all the way around for round number 7. I'll be back in just a moment. So I'm coming up all the way on round number 7. The last stitch in is 2 single crochets into the same one. That's just a matter of keeping the count, and we're just going to slip stitch then to the beginning. So we're now going to continue on. So all sizes are going to continue from this point. It just needs to be a bit stretched, and what we're going to do then is move on. The circle now is at the 12th segment thing. You cannot tell at this point, it's just mathematics, but now in round number 8 as we begin, it's now going to divide off into 18 sections, and the star shape is going to be happening soon. So let's begin as onto round number 8. I continuing the same color, and let's be right back in a moment. As we begin round number 8, what I want you to pay attention to is when I say wrong side, right side, there is texture to this. So sometimes the texture has to be put on the opposite side in order to have it pop out. So you're looking at the right side of the project right now. This is the wrong side, and for an experienced crocheter you'll be able to tell that immediately, but for new crocheters maybe not so much, which is fine. It's part of the learning process. Let's begin round number 8. We're then going to, right from where we are, we're going to chain 6, and this will count as 1 double crochet and a chain 3 space. So 1, 2, 3, that's a double crochet. 4, 5, 6 is a chain 3 space. Remember that. And what I need you to do is double crochet back into the same spot that you're coming out of, and this will create like a upside down V stitch or a V stitch, kind of like that idea. So it looks like a double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet into the same spot. I then need you to then skip 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th stitch away and do the exact same thing, and you're gonna do this all the way around. So you're gonna double crochet first, 4th stitch away, and then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet into the exact same stitch. Okay, so I'll repeat this instruction one more time. So skip the next 3, go to the 4th, double crochet, chain 3, and double crochet into the same stitch. Please do this all the way around, and if your counts are right, there should be 18 of these segments that you'll see, and I'll see you at the end of the round in just a moment. So I'm coming all the way to the last one. So I got that in. If I skip 3 stitches, I'll end up back to where I started, and I'm going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain up from where I started. You should be able to count a total of 18 of these spots going all the way around. I'm gonna verify that off camera, and we're gonna continue then to round number 9, but I need you to be careful because round number 9 I need you to turn this over and go to the wrong side, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So round number 9, we're going to turn this over and go to the wrong side, and I need you to slip stitch to the next chain 3 space. So you just have to slip stitch over in this double crochet and then slip stitch right in the space, and this is where you're going to begin your journey. Now in this round you need to chain 1, and in each one of these chain 3 spots you're gonna do the exact same thing. So this is when you're really gonna see the clock happening now from this point going forward. So you'll start with the 1 single crochet, then a half double crochet, then a double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and then a single crochet. This creates a bump that will show up on the right side. That's why I'm having you do it on the wrong side of the work. So once you get that done, just remember you're going from small to large back to small. So come to the next spot here and start immediately with a single crochet, a half, a double, a half, and a single. And I need you to do that all the way around. This is round number 9. So I'm coming back around to the last one, and I'm just filling in the space as you know how to fill those in, and we're going to be switching back to the right side after we're done this. So once the last one is done, I need you to slip stitch then to the beginning single crochet like that, and let's turn it over, and we're gonna start the 10th round. We're actually gonna get rid of this color, so we're gonna end this color. I've already shown you how to fasten off, so do that, and I'm not gonna get so fancy and do that myself here because I'm just doing a tutorial with you today. But what I'm gonna just do is favor the tail ends to the wrong side of the work and just keep them out of the way. So we're now going to begin round number 10 using the color B as in Bob. So going back to the color B, I need you to nail and it's on the right side of the work, so I see the front side. Do you see the bumping that was happening on your sample? That's why I did that on the back side, so that the bump could appear as part of the texture on the front side. I want you to locate the center double crochet that is in any one of these points, and that's where your story will begin. You can start off with a standing single crochet. Because this is tutorial work, I'm able to cheat my own system. So you can join it chain one single in there technically, or you can just put it onto the hook, pull through, and then pull through the 2, and that's a standing single crochet. So what I'm going to do is that right here in between the points, you see these spaces that are in between 2 groups? There's no stitch there, it's just a space. I need you to apply the following. We're going to go right into the space work itself, and you're going to double crochet and then chain 2 and then double crochet. So you're not working with the stitch, you're just working with the space. Then come to the next one in the top here. This is the double crochet, it's in the middle, and single crochet in. So you're filling in space, if you can see that. So when you reach over, just kind of open them up and look for the space. It's where they jump over these 2, and apply 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. Please do this all the way around. This is the 10th round, and I'll be back in just a moment. So I'm coming all the way back around on number 10, and I'm just going to join it. I get the last one here. There should still only be 18 of those segments going all the way around. So if you count these, there will only be 18. So let's continue our journey. We're gonna continue this color, and let's go on to the 11th round next. So let's keep the same color as we move on to round number 11. Chain 1, and you'll do 1 single crochet in the same single crochet as the join. Here in the chain 2 spaces, it's always gonna be the same. There will be 5 double crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the next single crochet that you'll run into right here is a single crochet. So you'll see this will be kind of like making this shape. So in the next chain 2 space is gonna be 5 double crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a single crochet into the single crochet. Please do this all the way around for round number 11. When you come up to the end of number 11, you're just already, you have your 5 double crochets, so you're just gonna slip stitch into the first single crochet, and we are going to break this yarn. So we're gonna get rid of this. Look how flat this is sitting now. No special effects, so it finally just wanted to sit down. Holy cow! This thing was like, it wasn't even behaving as well as my puppy dog. So we're gonna continue and get rid of this one, and we're going to go into the popcorns, and we're gonna be worrying about that next. So we're going on to number 11. Grab your color C, whatever color it is. In my case it's going to be lavender. I'll be right back in just a moment. So let's move along to round number 12. Round number 12 we're going to be doing the popcorn. The popcorns look really quite fabulous. There's a lot of popcorn in this. So I'm not ready to splice off yet with you on camera, but I will be doing it shortly. We're going to be doing the beginning popcorn. So the popcorns that we have, you gotta watch those instructions as we begin to do that. So there's a beginning popcorn and then a regular popcorn. So when they do popcorns, people say chain 3 and then they do like so many double crochets, and it always looks like sin. S-I-N, sin. That's what it is. So what I decide to do with my beginning popcorns is that I reduce the number of chains so it looks like it belongs, because when you chain 3 and put like other crochet with it, it looks like it's off. So what I want you to do is choose any one of the chain or the single crochet and just insert in. Okay, and then just join it. So normally people do popcorns, and in this case they would chain 3. It's a beginning one, so I only want you to chain 2. The joining kind of elevates the height of it, and so therefore when you chain 3 it makes it look like it's chaining a 4, and therefore it will look like sin. So in the beginnings in the same single crochet I want you to apply 4 double crochets. So each one of these popcorn has a total of 5 double crochets when you think about it. So the chain 2 counts as one of them. Okay. Once you have that done, I want you to take the hook out. It just takes a few seconds, so don't be groaning at me. And just go in the top of the chain 2 and insert your hook from the front going to the back. Grab the loop, pull through, but you're not quite done. I need you to chain 1. The chain 1 will lock it and suspend that in space. I then want you to chain a total of 6. This is, I'm gonna tell you a little tip after I've done this. So chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is just going to reach over. We're gonna bury this underneath this some stitch work later, but it's just gonna be suspended in over top at this time. Here's what I'm gonna do. In the next single crochet there's gonna be 5 double crochets, which is part of your popcorn. Okay, so you'll put 5 double crochets first. Okay, and watch what I do. I'm gonna go to the 5th one away, front to the back, grab it, pull through. Now I told you that it's chain 1 to lock it. Here's what I do in my head though. I know that I gotta chain 6 after it's done, so what I like to do is that I pull through. That's the lock. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the same thing. I just chain 1 to lock and then 6. But the way that I do it in my head, it's easier for me, you know, don't question me. It's just the way that I do it. So next single crochet that you have, you'll apply a popcorn and then you'll chain your number that you want, and what you'll have is these peekaboo popcorns that will appear, and this is where everybody says ooh ah. So I'll meet you at the end of this round applying these popcorns into the single crochets with the spacing around. I'll be back in just a moment. So I'm coming up all the way around to number 12, and I am going to just slip stitch to the top of the first popcorn that you started at that chain 1 space, or that chain 1 that closed it. And we're gonna be ending this color so that we can keep this popcorn to be peekaboos. Do you like peekaboos? Well, today's your lucky day. So let's snip this yarn off and let's get ready, and we're going to move on then to round number 13 with the color A as an apple. Let's begin that next. So let's continue to round number 13 using the color A. Looking at the right side of the work, you'll be able to tell now going forward what is the wrong side and right side based on the way that the popcorn went in. So let's begin, and number 13. I need you to begin with the first double crochet after a popcorn. You can choose any one, it doesn't matter. But watch what I'm about to do. When you put this in, I want you to sandwich this chain space down underneath it so it's with it. So just put it together so it gets trapped underneath, and then I need you to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and going into that same stitch I need you to double crochet, and you're going right up over top of that chain so it's trapping it inside. The next 3 double crochets are 1 double crochet each, so when you're going in, again keeping that chain down on top of that line so that it's stuck under the stitch. This is a way to get those peekaboo colors that we talked about. So the 3 stitches in a row will each have 1 double crochet. The last double crochet here before the next popcorn is going to have 2 double crochets in it. So remember that the stitch after a popcorn and before a popcorn has 2. So once that's done, you're just gonna immediately just jump over the popcorn and come into the first double crochet here, and again force this down and sandwich it underneath. So coming into the first double crochet into the chain like that, and double crochet and do 2 in there because it's the first one after a popcorn, and then you'll do the next 3, and then the last one before the next popcorn is gonna have 2 double crochets. So I need you to do that all the way around. This is round number 13, and I'll be back in just a moment. So I'm coming up to the end, and we're just gonna slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. So we're going to keep this, or we're going to end this color, so let's get rid of it, and we're gonna bring on the color B as in Bob once again. I'll be right back in a second. So we're going to move on to number 14, and you're gonna notice in the pattern that the transition to the star shape is going to happen really soon, actually in round number 15. But for now what I need you to do is turn it to the back side, so the wrong side, look at the back, and I love faux popcorn. I just like totally get off on it. So what I want to do is that we're gonna do faux popcorn. The faux popcorn is really what makes this tree blanket, the gingerbread blanket, turn out really quite nice. So we're gonna start with the stitch here. Just any stitch is fine, and just start in, and it says you join chain one single crochet in the first. You can do a standing single crochet, it's okay, just don't tell anybody. So you do a single crochet, and then the next one will be a treble, and this will create those fabulous bumps on the front side called faux popcorn. So the next stitch is single crochet, and then the next stitch after that is a treble, and then single, and then a treble. And I need you to do that all the way around, and just take a look at it once in a while, because you're gonna see magic happen on the front side of the work, and it's a great. So please do this all the way around, round number 14. So as I come around on number 14, the last stitch should be a treble crochet, and because the first one is a single, right, so then you have the equal amount, and you're going to join this color, and then that's it. So this color is then over, so just trim it, and we're gonna turn it back to the right side of the work as we begin number 15, and in 15 we're gonna start now creating the actual points of the star shapes that you can literally see in the blanket. So let's begin to do that next and move on to round number 15 with the color C as in cat. In round number 15 we're now going to transition ourselves to our star formation, and the star formation is going to continue right up until the very end of the project. Sometimes right now we're currently on the 18th sections. It does eventually turn to 36. So literally the point will then divide off at some point in the future, but for now we're not gonna worry about that. I want you to go into the back loop of any of the stitches that you have. It doesn't matter where, and just do that. So if you're new to crochet, there's always two loops that make up a stitch. The first loop that's closest to you is the front loop, and the other loop that's furthest away from you is the back loop. I want you to play in the back loops. This is going to make what I just created really stand off the project, and that's why I did it. So I'm going to have you start, and we are now going to be creating the points of the circle here. So let's just create a standing single crochet. It does say to join and chain one and one single into there, but you can do that as well. Here is the sequence per point. You're going to begin the next stitch in the back loops only for the entire round as a half double crochet. The next stitch is going to be a double crochet. The next stitch is going to be two trebles into the same stitch. This is the part of the new points that you're forming. And now you're gonna get smaller again. So the next stitch is going to be one double crochet. The next stitch is going to be a half double crochet, and then the next stitch is a single crochet. That is a point. It's not so pointy now, don't worry about it, just keep and trust it. Let's go through one more sequence. So you're gonna start a new point. So you start off with the next one being a single crochet. The next one is a half. The next one is a double. And then you have two trebles into the next one. And then you're gonna get smaller again. So the next one is going to be a double, and then a half, and then a single, and there is your next point. You see it? It's really minor now, but it will grow out. So I want you to keep in that sequence going all the way around, and I'll be back in just a moment. For now there should be approximately, I believe, 18 of these by the time you come all the way around, and I'll be back in a moment. So I'm coming all the way around. I'm just working on my last point section here. So I just did my two trebles into the same. I'm doing my double and then a half, and then the last stitch should be a single. And this is where I'm going to join it. And we're going to continue. This is round number 15. So what I'm going to be doing now is that I'm going to be separating myself off now to be able to just film the section that will take you straight on out, and it's a matter of repeating then as you go all the way around in the circles. So we're going to be continuing now into round number 16 with the same color. So let's begin round number 16. We got to think about tops and bottoms. So it's the valleys and it's going to be the peaks. So what we have to think about is that usually in the valleys we're skipping stitches or we're doing 2 together stitches, and then in the tops of the peaks we're adding extra stitches. So we just have to keep that in mind as we're beginning to go around. So what I'm going to do from this point is just do a little bit and tell you to repeat, and then I'm gonna just pick up on the other side and then finish it. So I'll always be at the slip stitching as kind of my center point as we continue around. So let's pick up this work and let's begin number 16. So let's begin. I need you right where you're sitting is to slip stitch to the next single crochet and then chain 1 and single crochet into the same stitch. I then need you to single crochet the next 2. You notice that the second one is the first treble. Keep an eye on that. If you don't think that you'll be able to find the next chain 1 space, then put a stitch marker in right at this point. So there's a chain 1 space, and come immediately to the next treble and do that one plus 2 more. So there's a total of 3. So just remember there's 3 stitches going up, 3 stitches going down with the chain 1 space that is in the peak. So there's that one and next one and the next one. This is the valley. I need you to skip the 2 next stitches, which are the 2 single crochets at the bottom of the valley, and immediately in the third one just single crochet the next one. So 1, 2 and 3. So you're going 3 stitches up. See, you're on the treble again. Chain 1 and go to the next treble and do that, and the 3 going down. So the treble and the next one and the next one, and then skipping then the 2 singles at the bottom, and then go to the third one away and single crochet the next 3 going up, chain 1 and then the next 3 going down. I need you to do this for round number 16, and I'll pick up on the other side of this and show you how to finish the round in just a moment. So coming around on number 16, remember that I'm faking it. That's what us crocheters do sometimes. So we're gonna come the 3 down. You're gonna skip over the next 2, and we're going to then join to the beginning single crochet. And so you'll have this, and this is round 16, so I need you to break this color, and we're now going to begin round number 17 with the color B as in Bob, and I'll be right back in a moment. So let's begin the 17th round. I want you to begin in a chain 1 space that is at a point, and I want you to come right into the chain 1 space, and I want you to attach. We're gonna do a beginning popcorn that we've done before. So just attach it, chain 2, and then do your popcorn as what you already know it. Make sure that you are looking at the right side of the work. So a beginning popcorn has the chain 2 plus 4 double crochets, and then you were going to then just go into the top of the chain 2, pull it shut, and then chain 1 to lock it. So what I'm asking for you to do then is that you're going to chain 1 before you continue on, and the next 6 stitches all the way to the next chain 1 space has to be filled in with the single crochet. The first one is gonna be almost hidden a bit, so just pull this around. It's right there. Do you see it? And that's where you're gonna start. So you do the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so now the chain 1 space is next. That's gonna be your regular popcorn at the point. So go right into the space and create the popcorn. So remember it's made up of 5 double crochet. And then coming right in and chain 1 to lock. So then you'll do the next 6 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now before you continue, you need to chain 1 before applying that next popcorn. So the popcorn will be in the chain 1 space. So you'll apply 5 double crochet into that chain 1 space to make the popcorn. Okay, so just release it and grab onto it, pull through, chain 1 to lock it, and then chain 1 to move on. So starting in this stitch right after, it's always a little tight in there, so just don't worry about it and do the next 6 and make sure you chain 1 before you start the next popcorn. And I need you to do that all the way around, and this is round number 17, and I'll be back in just a few moments of coming around the other side. I'll be right back. So I'm coming up all the way around number 17. I just applied my last popcorn. Just pretend with me that I've gone all the way around, and I'm just doing the last 6 to get me back to where I had started. Don't forget that I need to chain 1 before I attach to the top of the first popcorn, and we're gonna break off this color, and you'll see that the popcorns are sticking out, and it's really quite fun. Let's begin with the color A when we come back for round number 18 next. Before we continue on, I just want to verify that you understand how we're counting. So what we had in the last 17th round is that we had 6 single crochet, 2 chain 1 spaces, and 1 popcorn. So this was between the points. So if you look at it from the point perspective, you see that you had 3 single crochets this side, you had 3 on this side, so that gives you number 6. You had 2 chain 1 spaces which were on either side of the popcorn, and then we had 1 popcorn. So as you can see, this is how we're counting it so that you can count each point just like that. Let's move along to round number 18. So let's begin round number 18. I need you to attach it to the top of the first popcorn, and you can do a standing single crochet because you're going to do a single crochet anyway, or you can attach chain 1 and do 1 single crochet. You decide which way you want to go. You're then going to chain 1 and you're going to keep that as a point, and then in the same stitch again 1 single crochet. So the point will always be all the way around 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. I then want you to come into the space right after the popcorn and single crochet in. Now in my note that I left for you is that whenever you do a front post treble, it counts as the stitch that it's sitting in front of. So what you want to do is that the next stitch here, I'm going to do a treble way down here to the double. See how there's 2 trebles here? I'm coming to the first double here, and I'm just gonna wrap my hook and go down there. So when I do this, it's going to count as that stitch even though it's just sitting in front of it. And that's a front post treble. So you can peel this back and you can see that empty stitch, which is this one. So you start with the next one and you'll single crochet the next 4 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that should take you to the single crochet before the popcorn, which is right here. So that's also going to be a front post treble, and you're going to go to the double. So you can see that the trebles here are just below the popcorn, so you're just coming off to the side and making it a front post treble, and then you come into the chain 1 space just before the popcorn, as this counts as this stitch here. So come into the space, single crochet, and then in the top of the popcorn single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. I'll show you another side. So once you have the top of the popcorn, you're gonna come into the space after the popcorn, single, and then a front post treble around the double 3 rows below. That counts as the stitch that it's sitting in front of, so you can peel it back and see it, and then just single crochet the next 4. So you see that not all valleys have skip stitches because it's sweeping around to create the look that you see in the blanket. That's really quite desirable. So once you get the 4, do a front post treble down in the double 3 rounds below, come immediately to the space before the popcorn, single crochet, and then the top of your popcorn, you already know what to do. It's single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. Please repeat this all the way around for round number 18, and I'll be back in just a moment. Let's pretend that I've come all the way back around. I'm just doing my final 4 single crochets, and then I am going to do my drop down of the front post treble. And don't forget that chain 1 space just before the popcorn needs to be filled in before joining it to the first single crochet that's in the point. We're gonna keep this color going, and you can see the stitch counts in the pattern if you want that, and we're going to continue to go to round number 19 next. In round number 19 we're going to create what I created as being like a swooping motion. Instead of just a point down, it's going to sweep around. So what I need you to do right where you're sitting is that you need to slip stitch to the next chain 1 space and begin the journey there. Whenever we start with the chain 5, it means that it's a treble in a chain 1 space. So just chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4. That's a treble, and the 5th one is a chain 1 space, and I need you to treble into the same chain 1 space. So that's what your point is gonna look like. Okay, so let's follow this around. So we're gonna follow the sweeping motion around, and here's what we're going to do. We are going to double crochet into the next stitch available to you. It's right here. And then we're gonna half double crochet into the next 2. So you see the stitches are getting shorter. So it's gonna create that sweeping motion. And then we want to do a single crochet 4 together. So over the next 4 stitches, and you can see it's in between this, which is a nice visual for you, and those 4 are gonna become together as a single crochet. So going into the next one, yarn over, pull through, and then the next one after that, pull through, the next one after that, pull through, and the next one after that, pull through. You should see a total of 5 loops on the hook. Pull through all 5, and that's a single crochet 4 together. We're now going to pretend that it's a mirror. So in the next 2 stitches they're each going to be 1 half double crochet. So we have 1 and 2 in a row. The next one is 1 double crochet, and now you're back at the chain 1 point at the top. So that in that chain 1 spot you're going to put in 1 treble. So wrap that hook twice. So 1 treble, chain 1 and 1 treble. Okay, and then you go down the other side again. So let's just review one more time. So you're gonna go down with the first one being a double, then there's gonna be 2 half doubles in a row, and then the next 4, you can see that nice point there. This the next 4 is a single crochet 4 together. So it's gonna pull that in nicely, and then you go back up the other side. So there'll be 2 halves in a row, and then a double, and then your chain 1 spot is going to be 1 treble, chain 1, 1 treble. So you can see on the counts then per point is that you don't ever see the 4 together because it's sharing both sides of the point. I want you to do that all the way around, and I'll be back in just a moment to conclude round number 19. I'm coming up all the way around on number 19, and I'm just putting in my last 2 half double crochets and then my last double, and then that's where I run back into that chain 5. So attach it to the 4th chain of the 5 to bring that back in balance. And we are going to break this yarn, and you're gonna see that it sweeps around more. Almost looks like the rays of a sun with those peekaboo popcorns. It's amazing. Let's get rid of this yarn and let's move on to round number 20 next. We're now going to go on to number 20 and turn the project to the wrong side, the back side, and go into that chain 1 space that exists right here. That's right where you've been going around, and I need you to start there at the chain 1 space. We're gonna do full popcorn now, and it's gonna create the formation of the star shape. And so to do that we're going to join, and you can do a standing single if you want to, or you can attach chain 1 single crochet. It's up to you. So then there's gonna be a chain 1 and then another single crochet here. So we're now going to create the faux popcorn. So we're gonna do the trebles in the next stitch. So in the next stitch we're just gonna do a treble, and now we're going to then repeat this all the way to the next side here. So the next one is going to be a single. You've done this before, and then the next one is a treble. The next one is a single. Now the pattern has it repeating this so many times, but if you just do it this way you will end up in the right stitch count anyway. Sometimes things in a pattern get written that are a lot more complex than they really need to be. That's just because you need those words. So the one before the chain one space should be a treble to keep the balance, so I know that I'm right. And then in the chain one space it's one single crochet, chain one, one single crochet, and you can turn it around and see the full popcorn is jumping out. So let's review doing another side. So you're just gonna start with the treble after the space, and then single, and then keep alternating between the two, and then you'll end up back on the point where you'll do single crochet, chain one, one single crochet. Please do this all the way around. This is round number 20. So coming back around, the last stitch before the chain space of course is that treble, and then that's where your journey will end, and you'll attach it to the first single crochet. And we're gonna be breaking this color, so get rid of it, and we're gonna turn back to the right side for the 21st round in just a moment using the color A as an apple. I'll be right back. Let's begin the 21st round. We want to go into the chain one space that is existing on a point, and here I need you to chain a total of 4, which will count as one double crochet and a chain one space. So 1, 2, 3, there is a double crochet, and the fourth one is a chain one space, and then double crochet back into the same spot. So starting with the first one, you're gonna have 4 in a row, so you have 1, and then continue with the back loops only, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have those 4 done, the ones in the middle, so see there's one that comes down in the middle, it's a treble, and then these two here, these 3 are gonna become together as a 3 together double crochet on the back loops only. So wrapping, and grab the first one, pull through 2 and hold. Do the next one. You're doing a total of 3 in a row like that, and then the third one. And once you see 4 loops, you know you're done. Pull through all of them. So if we went 4 down, we're gonna go 4 up. So starting on the next one, the back loops only go 4 up. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this should take you to that single crochet just before a space, which it does. So in the space, the chain one, it's hard to see it right here, but it's there, and it's one double crochet, chain one, one double crochet. So again, to go down, you're gonna start with the next one, and you'll do the next 4 in a row. So we have 1 in the back loop only, 2, 3, and 4. And do you see that? These 3? They're right in the center. Just use anything that you can have to get your orientation if you need it. I designed this in a way that it's visually easy to pick up where you think you should be, because that's the way that I need for myself in order to learn. So you put those 3 together and then go 4 up. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 takes you to the last single crochet before a chain one space, and then in the chain one space it's double crochet, chain one, one double crochet. So I need you to do that all the way around. This is round number 21, and I'm gonna pick you up at the end of this round in just a moment. So I'm coming back around, and I just have my 4 coming up, so I'm just going to join it to the 3rd chain up of the beginning chain 4, and that will conclude the 21st round. We are going to eliminate this color out, and we're gonna continue to move on in this. So we're moving on to number 22 with the color C as in cat, and we're going to be moving back to some popcorn work again. The popcorn work is really what makes this outstanding, and as you continue, I know it's getting more and more time as you're going around, but just keep in mind there is video chapters so that you can scroll ahead or put me on pause, write a note for yourself, and then you can come right back to the video and just look at the video chapter and go right to where you need to go. Let's move on to the 22nd round. Let's begin the 22nd round right at the chain space of a corner, and we're going to attach, and you're going to do a beginning popcorn. So chain 2 and put your 4 more double crochet in there for your beginning popcorn. This round is a little bit confusing. I've been just kind of struggling with it. It does make sense. It's just wrapping your head around it can be a little difficult. And that's what texture work is all about, right? That's the excuse. I'm sticking with it. So I'm going to do that and chain 1 to lock, but it is part of a point, so I'm gonna chain another one, and in the same point I want to apply another full popcorn in there. So it's gonna be 5 more double crochets in there. The skipping of the stitches in between the points is where you may go wrong. So we're gonna try our best. So now the next popcorn is almost ready. We're gonna pull through. We're gonna chain 1 to lock it, and I need you to chain 1 again. So watch what I'm about to do. I'll take it slowly because it was confusing me as well. So you're gonna skip these 2 and you're gonna double crochet in the next. You're then going to chain 1, and in the very next stitch you want to apply another popcorn. So you have the automatic idea that you want to skip an extra stitch and you're not going to. So there's your another popcorn. So pull that through, chain 1 to lock, and then chain 1 again. Skipping the next one, the middle point here is gonna be right on top of this 3 together. That'll be a double crochet. So just look to how you came down to how you will go up the other side. So chain 1 to move on, skip the next one, and popcorn into the next one after that. This is all about spacing and making sure that your blanket will stay sitting flat. So release it, pull through, chain 1 to lock it, and then chain 1 to move on, and you will double crochet immediately in the very next one. That's where I was going wrong. I was jumping an extra one. Now chain 1 and skip over the final 2 stitches and just do the popcorns in the peak. So there'll be 1 popcorn first, release it and pull it up, chain 1 to lock, chain 1 to then move on, and in the same peak you want to do another popcorn. So this round is going to take you a bit of time to get around, but it's really visually interesting on the Afghan itself. So let's go down one more side just to verify that we know what we're doing, or we can at least fake it right. So chain 1 to lock it, chain 1 to move on. Skipping the first 2 as you're starting to go down, you'll double crochet in the next, chain 1, and then you are going to popcorn into the very next stitch. It's really critical when you design wave Afghans that it keeps its balance, or you get a really good ruffle going on, which people don't like. So chain 1 to close it, and then chain 1 to move on, skipping the next one, and you're gonna double crochet right in the 3 together, and that's the very middle. Chain 1 to move on, skipping the next one, and popcorn into the next. Don't worry, not all the rounds are this complex. Method to the madness, right? Sometimes I just take risks and I just try something new. So chain 1 to lock, chain 1 to move on, and you will double crochet in the very next stitch right after that popcorn. Chain 1, and then you're gonna skip the next 2 and you'll be right in the peak again. So you'll do your popcorns with the chain 1 that separates them, and you will do that all the way around. This is round number 22, and I will have that done and I'll be right back in just a moment. So coming back around on round number 22, and I have my last double crochet. There's a chain 1 there, and I am just going to slip stitch it to the top of the first popcorn that I ran into, and we're gonna be ending this color, and this will be the end of number 22. We're gonna start with the color A in round number 23 when we come back. Okay, let's begin color A on a chain 1 space in between the popcorns. This is an easy round actually. So just go right into between the 2 popcorns on a point, and you're going to attach with the standing single crochet or chain 1 and 1 single crochet in, you decide, and then chain 1 and 1 single crochet back in. Here's the thing, you're just gonna single crochet in each one of the spaces and popcorn, ignoring and skipping right over the middle one right here. So starting in their first popcorn, single crochet, and then coming to the space, single, and then the double. So just honor those spaces that you're creating, that you created, to help keep those popcorns out on their own. So you're coming into the space right before the middle one. See, follow it right up, and then you just jump over that and then just start on the space on the other side. So starting there, the popcorn, the space, the double crochet, space, and then the popcorn, and then you're back onto a point. So you'll be a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and then do that again down. So there should be what we have here is 14 single crochets altogether. So when you think about it from this perspective, is that you can count the point, the single crochets per section, and so we can do that. So we're gonna go down the other side. So 1 into the popcorn, 1 into the space, the double crochet, the space, the popcorn, and just keep an eye on the middle one and just ignore that double crochet, jump right over it, and then start back up the other side. And I'm gonna need you to do this for round number 23, and we're gonna keep this color going for the next round as well. So this just helps separate those popcorns to make them more pronounced. And so remember, in those spaces, 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. So you should be able to count a total of 14 stitches in the per section that you have. So let's just check and take a look at that. So here's where this is. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we're good. So continue with this. This is round number 23. Coming up to the end of number 23, I'm just applying my single crochets as I know it. Don't forget that first popcorn that you're gonna run into next, and then you're immediately just going to join to the first single crochet in the point. So that's what it looks like. Okay, so let's continue, and we're going to keep this yarn going and go on to number 24. Okay, we're gonna create a sweeping motion like we did down here. There's a slightly different count this time. And so just come to the chain 1 space, just slip stitch over to the point, and let's begin the journey for 24. You're going to chain 4, which will count as your double crochet, and chain 1, and then double crochet into the same point. So let's go down. So we're gonna be ultimately skipping the ones on both sides of this double crochet. Those 2 are gonna be the ones that are skipped. Just keep that in mind. So now you're going to double crochet the next, sorry, let me just take a look. We're going to double crochet the next 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2, so there's 2 double crochets, and now there's gonna be 1 half double crochet in the next 2, and then it states to do 1 single crochet in the next 2, and then it says to skip 2 stitches. So you're skipping over the 2 that are in the middle. Do you see that? So then you start up the other side. So there's gonna be 2 single crochets in a row, and then 2 half double crochets in a row, and then 2 double crochets in a row, and then that's where the point is. So it's gonna be a double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. So let's go down another side. So it's gonna be 2 double crochets in a row, 2 half double crochets in a row, 2 single crochets in a row, and that should take you to the middle that you're gonna skip over, which is right there. So you skip right over and do your 2's going singles, and then 2 halves. I try to make the counts easier for you, and then 2 doubles, and then that's where you end up on the point once again. So that's a double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and I need you to do that all the way around, and I'll meet you back here. This is round number 24. So coming all the way back around, the final 2 stitches before you come back around should be a double crochet, and then you're just gonna attach it to the 3rd chain up, and this will conclude number 24. We're gonna break this yarn, and when we come back on round number 25 we're gonna start with the color B as in Bob, and that's where we're gonna start the next process. I'll be right back. So let's start round number 25. We're gonna start with the chain 1 space, and you're going to attach and chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is classified as a double crochet and chain 1, and then double crochet back into the same spot. We're gonna do what is called this crisscross on this time around. So you're going to skip the next stitch out, and you're going to double crochet the next one after that. And now you're gonna double crochet in the one that you skipped. So just lean it forward so you can get access to it, and then just go into that stitch. I know it's kinda hard to see because I'm carrying up that yarn, but I'm going right into the stitch that I skipped from behind. Just like that. And so I'm going to do that a total of 3 times. So that's classified as once. So I'm gonna skip the next one and double crochet the next one after that, and then go into the one that I skipped. Again, just lean it forward so you can grab access to it. I do a lot of crisscrossing, so it comes natural to me. So if it's harder for you, it's not abnormal. So then do it one more time. So skip the next one, double crochet the next, and then come into the one you skipped. Now at the very bottom here of the valley, the 2 middle ones right here, we're going to do a 2 together double crochet. So just wrap the hook, come into the next stitch, pull through 2, hold, and the next one, pull through 2 and hold, and then pull through all 3 loops. And now you're gonna crisscross your way back to the top. So skip the next one out, double crochet the next, and come into the one that you skipped. Okay, skip the next one, double crochet the next, and come into the one you skipped. And there should be a total of 3 going up. If there's 3 going down, skip in the next, go into the last one before the point, and then the one before, and then in the tops of the points you're going to apply 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. So do you get that going all the way down? So skip in the next one, double crochet, come into the one you skipped, and you're gonna do that 3 times. So the crisscrossing provides that extra texture that is really desirable for the eyes. Once you get the 3 that are done, you'll be left with the 2 middles, and do a 2 together double crochet. Put those together, and then go on back up by skipping the next one, and then double crochet into the one you skipped. So I need you to go all the way around for me, and meet me back here in just a moment, and we'll conclude round number 25, and we will be changing out this yarn and moving to the color C as in cat after that. So please do that, and I'll be back in just a moment. So I'm coming all the way back around, and I'm just crisscrossing my way back up this side, and then you're just going to join it to the 3rd chain of the 4. So we're gonna eliminate this yarn out. Let's get our C yarn ready as in cat, and I'll be right back in a moment. Let's get ready for number 26. Let's go to our chain 1 spot, and we're looking at the right side of the project, and you can do a standing single crochet, and chain 1 and 1 more single crochet into the corner, so into the corner point. So now what you're going to do is work your way down, and you need to single crochet the next 6 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we are going to do a 3 together single crochet. So we're gonna grab this one here, the one that's together, and then the first one of this one, and we're gonna make that a 3 together single crochet. So going in, pull, next one, pull. It's like the 4, but there's only 3, so there'll only be 4 loops on the hook. Pull through all of it, and now single crochet the next 6 to take you up to the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now you're on the point again. So single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet, and then going down 6 1 again. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and so you can look at it, see that's the middle one, so we're gonna grab that one and then this one and make that a 3 together single crochet, and then go 6 back up. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and then in the corner point 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. Please do this all the way around. This is round number 26. So coming all the way back around on number 26, and I'm just doing my last 6 going up and getting everything, and the very last one. And now I'm gonna slip stitch to the beginning single crochet. We're gonna keep this color as we continue then into round number 27. I'll be right back in a moment. Let's move along to number 27. We need to slip stitch to the next chain 1 space. So just right next door. And we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're gonna slightly change the base here, and we're going to change the stitch to a double crochet. So we're gonna chain 4 to begin. That's your double crochet and chain 1 space, and double crochet back into that same space. Okay, so starting in our very next one right here, you're going to double crochet then the next 6 in a row. So we have 1 and 2 3 4 5 and 6. So now we're gonna do a 3 together double crochet. So it's gonna be this one, this is the 2 together that you saw before, or the 3 together that you saw before, and then this one. So all 3 will come together with a double crochet 3 together. Once you see 4 loops, pull through everything, and now do 6 going back up to the peak. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and now the peak is next. So in the peak, chain 1 spot is 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and then you're gonna go down the other side again. So to recap, it's going 6 down. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and now the next 3 are going to come together. So I'm just checking where this one is here, making sure I got 1 on both sides. So it's a 3 together double crochet. Okay, and then going 6 back up. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and now the next chain 1 space is going to be 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. So please do this all the way around. I'll see you at the end of this round. This is number 27. So I'm just crocheting all the way around. This is the end of number 27. So there's only going to be 6 coming up, and then you'll end up back to where you started. So just slip stitch it to the 3rd chain up of the 4. So we're gonna keep this color on for again another time, and let's begin number 28. But 28 is going to do something weird, and watch what we're going to do next. In round number 28 that we're about to start, we're now going to convert this indentation into 2. So right now we've been working with 18 repeats all the way around. We're now going to convert to 36, and in order to do that we have to then convert one of these to be 2 pieces instead of 1. So in the next round 28 we're going to have that divide happen, and then in 29 we're gonna have the divide just stabilize itself, so then you'll have 36 repeating pieces all the way around. So you got to watch 28 and 29 as we begin, because they're going to be unique in between each one of these, but it's going to be then number 30 when we pick up that you'll have the same repeat within each indentation from that point. Let's begin number 28. So let's begin number 28. So we're gonna divide this piece here into 2 pieces, and we'll do that with each one. So we're just gonna slip stitch to the first chain one space, and that's where we're gonna begin our story. And we're gonna chain one and we'll single crochet, chain one and one single crochet. So let's take this nice and slowly. We're going to single crochet the next 5 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We then want to reach on over. We're gonna skip 2 stitches, which will then take us to the 3 together, and all the way over here we're going to apply the following. We're gonna apply 3 trebles first. So we have 1, 2 and 3, and then a chain 1, and then 3 more trebles into that spot. So we have 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so that converts that basically the indentation to be a point. You're going to skip the next 2 and you're going to single crochet the next 5 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and that takes you to a point. So in the chain one space you'll put in a single crochet, chain one and one single crochet. Let's do this again just to show you. We'll do the next 5 single crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You'll skip 2 and it will take you to the 3 together right here, and you'll apply 3 trebles. So we have 1, 2 and 3, and put in that chain 1 to create a point, and then 3 more trebles there, 3 trebles. So 1, 2 and 3. Skip 2 and in the third one away you start that one and then do the 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then you end up back on a point. So it's 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. I need you to repeat that all the way around, and you will see that the indentation has now just been divided. It's not divided equally because in 29 we're gonna stabilize that. Please do this all the way around. I'll see you at the end of the round. So I'm coming up to the number 28, the end of number 28, and I'm just doing the last 5. And then that's it. So I'm now going to slip stitch to the beginning single crochet, and I'm going to be ending this color, and we're going to move on to round number 29 using the color B as in Bob. I'll be right back. Let's move on to number 29. I want you to come into the space that is existing in the original. Don't worry about this space yet. We're not ready for that. So we want to come here first, and let's begin our journey there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's right there. Just use your counting if you're ever unsure. So what we're going to do is that you're going to join it and chain 1, and in the same join what we're going to do is 1/2 double crochet, chain 1, 1/2 double crochet. So 1/2, chain 1 and 1/2. Now the easiest way that I figured out how to do this is that we're going to work with the next 3 stitches only. So this one, this one and this one, and it's the posts, and we want to apply 1 double crochet in the back post only. So coming around the back, pop it to the front and grab just 1 post and take it to the back, pull through 2 and 2. You'll get used to doing that. Come to the next one and do the same thing. So from the back to the front, back to the back, and then the next one. So do 3 in a row just like that. I want you to skip the next 3 stitches and come immediately and do the next 3 the same way. So a back post, double crochet around those trebles. So 1, 2 and 3, and now you're on the chain 1 space of this piece. So it's gonna be a 1/2 double crochet, chain 1, 1 half double crochet. And if you really look now, you're noticing that we're gonna balance these out. So now let's work going down again. So we're gonna back post double crochet around the first treble, and then you have to skip the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3 skip, and you're doing the last 3 before the point. So we have 1, 2 and 3. I will demonstrate this again just so you know. And once that's done, in this chain 1 space, it's a half double crochet, chain 1, 1 half double crochet. You see what you did? So it's the same count now per peak. So let's go down again. So in the next 3, make them a back post double crochet. So we have 1, 2 and 3, and then you're gonna skip the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, go to the treble, the first treble, and make the next 3 trebles a back post double crochet. And then in the peak of this one, it's 1 half double crochet, chain 1, 1 half double crochet, and then move down that piece. So the next 3 trebles are a back post double, and then you're gonna skip the next 3 stitches. But if you're ever unsure, it's the 3rd one back from the point. So if this is the chain 1 space at the point, and 1, 2, 3, that's how you can tell, but you can skip 1, 2, 3 as well. It's a great way to know, just to make sure that you're getting it right. So then you'll back post double crochet the last 3 going up to the point, and then what are you gonna do at the point? If you said 1 half double crochet, chain 1, 1 half double crochet, you're right. So in the point space, 1 half double crochet, chain 1, 1 half double crochet. So I need you to do this all the way around, and this is going to stabilize now the remaining of the Afghan. So you will now have converted from 18 points that we did have, and now we're gonna hit the 36 mark. I'll see you at the end of this round. This is round number 29. So I'm coming to the end of number 29, and I'm just going to attach it to the first half double crochet. And we're gonna keep this color going, and we're gonna move on then to the next round, round number 30. But every one of these peaks now is going to be a smaller number per peak, because we've now just contracted it and made it much smaller, but they will start continually expanding as you hit the end of the project. Let's move on to number 30 using the same color, and I'll begin that next. So let's begin round number 30. So for myself, I don't have to go as far because the point is actually a lot smaller now. So we're gonna continue along. So if you've been noticing, I've been taking you through 2 points each time, and then coming back on the 1. So let's begin, and we're gonna keep the same color. We're gonna slip stitch to the chain 1 and then begin. We are gonna use the back loops only for this particular round. So chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and come on into that same spot and double crochet. So using the back loops only, I only want you to do the next 3 in a row. So starting on the first one here, so 1, 2 and 3, and it gives it a little bit of texture, not too much. And then we're gonna skip over the 2 middles that are leaning into each other. Skip over those and do the next 3 on the other side. It's going back up. So 1, 2 and 3, and then come into the point. See, so because it then switched from 18 points to 36, it's actually easier to remember again, because there's gonna be less stitches that you need to remember just for a time frame. So go on the way down. So this half double crochet can sometimes be buried, so don't forget that. Just move it out of the way if you need to access it, and do double crochet for the next 3, and then skipping over the 2 middle ones right there, and then do the next 3 coming back up the other side. So I need you to do this all the way around for round number 30. We are gonna be ending this yarn, and don't forget those points are 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. I'll see you at the end of number 30 in just a moment. So I'm coming all the way back around, Well, I'm pretending to, at least. And I've got my 3 going back up, and then I'm just going to attach to the 3rd chain up. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this color and we're gonna move on to number 31 using the color A as an apple, and I'll be right back in a moment. Let's begin round number 31. This round is very outstanding. It's very noticeable. It's one of the key elements of it. So make sure it's the exact color that you want it to be. You're gonna attach it then to the chain 1 space of the point and chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, double crochet, chain 1. That's what that is, and double crochet back in. So we'll take it nice and slow because this is something that I came up with on my own and kind of scares me a little bit. So we're gonna chain 1 after you get that done, and you're gonna skip the next stitch and you're gonna popcorn into the next one. So that's those 5 double crochets. So this one's gonna take a bit of time to get around. It's worth it though. Like, trust me, it's worth it. I know that's what she said. Sometimes you gotta put in the legwork in order to have the absolute best texture. So you got your 5, you're gonna pull that together, chain 1 to close, and then after that's done, chain 1. You're gonna skip the next 2 stitches, and right here, down here, is where you're going to do an extended popcorn. I don't even know if this exists, but all I want you to do is just wrap your hook, and you're gonna come in to the space. And you're gonna wrap the hook on the top and pull it around and provide a little bit of slack. And then pull through and then pull through. And you're doing 5 of those in that spot. And you're gonna make that into an extended popcorn. So going in, around, keep consistent on the slack. And you might just want to practice a couple times before you actually commit to it, just in case you are changing your slack. So once you get your 5 done, remove it and come here and pull through, chain 1 to lock, and then chain 1 to move on. And you're going to skip a total of 2 stitches out. Okay? So the way to look at it from this perspective is that when you look at the next point, you're skipping 1. This will be where the popcorn is. So just look for that if you can't tell that you're skipping. And that's where you're gonna put the next popcorn. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then chain 1 to lock, and then chain 1 to move on. So now we're gonna head right into the peak. I will show you this again. So it's a double crochet in the peak, chain 1, 1 double crochet. So let's do this again. So chain 1 after you've done that, skip the first one and put a popcorn into the next. Okay, you got that. You're gonna pull through, chain 1 to lock, and then chain 1 to move on, and now you're gonna do that extended there. So just wrap the hook and come down into the space and extend it, and keep the distance of the extension pretty much consistent, and do that a total of 5 times. Try to keep it sequentially so they're not over top of each other, so they kind of line up side by side. It looks nicer. And once you get that done, release it and go to the first one, pull through, chain 1 to lock, chain 1 to move on, and look for the next peak. Skip the one after the peak, and that's where your next popcorn is gonna be. So I need you to do this all the way around. This is lucky round number 31. This will take you a bit of time, so it's worth it, and I'll be back in just a few moments from now. Coming all the way around on number 31, applying the last popcorn, chain 1 to lock, chain 1 to move on, and then that's where you're gonna join it to the 3rd chain up. Pretty cool, right? So it's kind of sloppy at the moment, but take my time, and you get through it, it would look a lot nicer. So don't Don't judge me too hard. So let's begin, and we're going to break this color and move on to round number 32 with the color B as in Bob. I'll be back in a moment. Let's begin round number 32 with the color B. So let's attach it to the top of a chain 1 corner or point space. I'm just doing a standing single crochet, chain 1 and single crochet. So I need you to single crochet in each of the spots going all the way across to the next point. So if there's a double crochet, fill it in. If there's a single crochet, or if there's a chain 1 space, fill it in. You're just filling in all the space. So this is a popcorn, put it in. This is a space, put it in. This is the extended extended popcorn. You are going to skip the extended popcorn as you go. Okay, so skip over that and jump into the next spot. So that one plus the next popcorn, the space, the double crochet, and then you're back onto a point. So single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. So to repeat, you're single crocheting into each of the stitches. So the double crochet, the space, the popcorn, the space, and you're gonna skip over the extended. So then just skip on over and go on the other side. So you're gonna notice in the chain counts that there is 10 single crochets in one chain 1 spot per point. So when you look at it from this perspective, is that you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the chain 1. Please do this all the way around. Round number 32, and we'll be breaking this yarn and bringing the color C as in cat back in 33rd round. So coming around to number 32, I'm just filling in all the spaces that I have, and I did skip over the extended popcorn and then just slip stitch to the beginning single crochet, and we're gonna end this color here, and then we'll begin round number 33 with the color cat next. That's C as in cat. In the 33rd round we're going to go back to the crisscrosses that we already know, so we want to go into the chain 1 space of a point, and that's where we're gonna start our journey with a chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then double crochet back in. So we're gonna do those crisscrosses. We've already done these in the past, and we're gonna just skip the next one. I'm making sure I'm getting the right one that I'm skipping. So I skip this one and then go to this one. It's kind of like buried a bit, so you just gotta watch that. And then go to the one that you skipped. When you do anything with waves, it's very possible that things get overlooked. So now we're going to skip the next one and double crochet in the next and go to the one you skipped. So now you're gonna skip over the 2 middle stitches, and these are on both sides of the extended popcorn. So come on all the way over here, right here. Okay, and that's why it says to do that. So we're gonna just come on over. And then just come on to the one that you skipped. So you're skipping over the 2 middle, and then crisscross once more time. So there's only 2 crisscrosses going up and down, and then in the points you'll apply 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. So just watch this first one coming out. It can get hidden there. So that's your first one right here. So come into the second one and then crisscross back, and then come to the skip the next one, come to the next one and cross back, skip over the 2 middle. You can see by this where it is, and then begin your crisscross on the other side. So it's the 4th stitch away, just in case you need to know that. So you'll crisscross your way back up, and then in the points again there will be 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the chain 1 spot. Do this all the way around. This is lucky round number 33, and I'll be back in just a moment. So let's come up to the end of 33. Got the last crisscross in, and I'm going to slip stitch it to the 3rd chain up of the beginning chain 4. And let's continue. We're going to break this color and move on to the color A as an apple next. We're going to create that sweeping motion that we did before, where we're going to be changing the heights of the stitches. So let's start off in the top of the first, chain 1 space, and we need to chain 5, which is a treble and chain 1 when you think about it. So let's join it and chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to treble into the same stitch. So now let's double crochet into the first one out, and then we're gonna half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So we have 1 and 2, and then we're going to single crochet into the next stitch. We're gonna skip the 2 middle that lean into each other and start the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna start with a single crochet. The next 2 are half double crochet, and the last one before the space is a double crochet, and then you're back onto a peak already. So you're gonna do the peaks as 1 treble, chain 1, 1 treble, and then you go down the other side. So the other side will be a double first, and then we have 2 half double crochets, and then a single, and then jump over the 2 middle, and then come back up the other side. So single, 2 halves, a double, and you're back on a peak again, and the peaks are a treble, chain 1, and treble. Do this all the way around. This is lucky round number 34. I don't know what makes it lucky, but it is. And I'll be back in just a moment. I'm coming to the end of number 34, and then I'm going to attach it to the 4th chain up to finish this round. So this is it, and we're going to continue along, and we're going to continue this color one more time. So let's do that for round number 35. So round number 35 is gonna continue with the sweeping motion. It's just gonna be a different count. So let's begin. We're going to slip stitch to the chain 1 space and chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a treble and a chain 1. The treble again into the same stitch or the same space. So here's the difference of the count this time. So we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2. So we have 1 and 2, and then the next one is going to be 1 half double crochet, and then the next one is 1 single crochet, and that's it. So you're gonna skip over the 2 middle. So then you'll continue again on the other side. So skip the 2 middle, so single crochet, 1 half, and the next 2 are doubles. So I wanted it to make it a little more pointier if you're gonna notice that. So on the peak, don't forget it's gonna be a treble, chain 1, and a treble, and I'll go through the count one more time. So you're gonna start with a double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then a half, and then a single. Skip the next 2 and then do a single, a half, and 2 double crochets in a row, and then you're back on the point again. So it'll be a treble, chain 1, and a treble. Please do this all the way around. This is round number 35. I'll be right back. Coming up in the end of round number 35, I have my 2 double crochets in a row, which led me into the beginning, and we want to slip stitch to the top of the chain 4 to conclude this round. Now we're going to end this and bring the color B as in Bob, cat, or sorry, B as in Bob up, and we're going to move to 36 next. Let's go on to number 36, and we're back to the popcorns again. Oh, don't be groaning. You know you love it. So let's go into the chain 1 space, and that's where we're gonna begin our journey. And we are going to do a beginning popcorn. So just attach it and chain 2, and then do 4 more double crochets into that same spot. So you can see we're starting to recycle some of the stitch work, so it's not always completely learning every time something brand new. So come to the top of the beginning, chain 2, chain 1 to lock, and then chain 1 to then continue with the space, and in the same space apply another popcorn. So we've done this before. The counts are slightly different though, just be aware of that. like going up and down I should say. Okay, so once that is in, drop it, come to the beginning, pull through, chain 1 to lock, and then chain 1 to move on. You're then going to skip the first stitch and come and double crochet the next, and once you double crochet that, you'll chain 1 and skip the next stitch, and you were going to come in here and popcorn. So look at the two middle, so you're popcorning right here, and you'll popcorn right here, right where the two thumbs are. So you're going to start your first popcorn right there, okay, and you're going to do that, and then you're going to pull through and lock, okay, and then you just so you pull through and lock, so just chain 1 to lock it, and then you immediately skip the next 2 stitches and go to the third one away and popcorn again. So the popcorns are going to be on the peaks and they're going to be on the valleys. And the way that the stitch work works out, it looks like it's grouping them in groups. Okay, so we're going to do that. So after you get this popcorn in, chain 1 to lock, and then chain 1 to move on. So you'll skip the next one, double crochet the next, chain 1 and move on and do the peak. So the peak is a popcorn, chain 1 and then a popcorn. Remember that the chain 1 to lock is not included in that. So you got your first popcorn here. Okay, chain 1 locks it, chain 1 moves on. So then you do another popcorn into the same spot. Okay, got it. Chain 1 to lock, chain 1 moves on, skip the first one out and double crochet the next, chain 1, skip the next one, and I'm looking to the two middle and I can just verify that, so skipping one and you just popcorn in the next. Okay, so do that and just chain just lock it, and then just skip the next 2 stitches and start the popcorn on the other side. Okay, chain 1 to lock, chain 1 to move on, skip the next stitch, double crochet the next, chain 1 and then come right to the corner. So then it'll be double crochet, or sorry, it'll be a popcorn, okay, chain 1 to lock, and then chain 1 to move on, and then a popcorn again into the same peak. So I need you to do this all the way around. This is round number 36, and I'll be back in just a few moments and we'll conclude this round and move on, and we are going to use the color A when we come back next time, and I'll see you back here in a moment. So I'm coming all the way around and I've already started with my 2 popcorns in there. So I've just got my double crochet and chain 1, skipping the last one, and then just joining it to the top of the first popcorn that I started with. We're now going to move on and we're gonna change this color for A as an apple. I'll be right back for round number 37 next. Round 37. So let's begin number 37 with the color A, starting in the top of the chain 1 space that's between the top of the popcorns. This one here we're going to experiment with single crochet that's extended. Don't let these big words scare you because they're not that hard. So you're gonna start and do your single crochet, chain 1 and 1 single crochet. I need you to single crochet into the top of the popcorn, and then see this space here. I need you to single crochet into this skipped stitch right here. So to do that, you're just going to go into that top of that stitch, just move things out of the way if it's in the way, and going in and just pull through like that, and just pull it up a little bit so it gives it the height that you need, and then pull through 2. Single crochet in the next double, and then do another single crochet that's extended here. So going right into there, let it pull up and pull through. Just be consistent about it. Once you get that done, you're going to skip the 2 popcorns that are here and start immediately then with the idea that you were just gonna come in and do an extended single here. And pull up, keep the height looking the same. And this is gonna make these group together. So then single crochet in the top of the double, and then extended single, single in the popcorn, and then you're back to the chain 2 or chain 1 space. So single crochet, chain 1, 1 single. Let's review that again. See how it looks? Let's do it again. So 1 in the popcorn and extended into this one here. Just move things out of the way just in case you don't see it. Just be consistent about the length that you're giving it. 1 into the double, another down here, skip over the 2 popcorn and extended single crochet over here, and that makes these 2 just bunch up together, which is what you're looking for. And then single crochet the next double, extended, top of the popcorn, and then you're back to the corner space. So single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. I need you to do this for number 37. See how it looks? Pretty awesome, right? And we're going to continue this in just a moment. So I'm coming all the way back around. I'm at the top of the popcorn here, and then I'm just going to join it to the first single crochet. This is ending round number 37. So let's get rid of this color, and we're gonna bring back C as in cat for round number 38. I'll be right back. 38, we're gonna bring back the color C and going into the chain 1 spot in the top of a point. And I gave you an easy round on this one. So this is a join, and you were going to chain a total of 4 once you do the join. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then what we need to do is just double crochet. So let's just finish this point first. So we're gonna double crochet, and so to go down, the idea, we're gonna go down the slope, and there will be 4 stitches in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're gonna skip over the 2 middle, and the 2 middle, you see how they're leaning towards there? Those are the 2 you're skipping, and just go to the 3rd one and do the next 4 going up to the next peak. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the peak again. So it'll be a double, chain 1 and 1 double, and then down again. So there's gonna be 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're gonna skip over the 2 middle and then go 4 up the other side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're back on the peak again. So 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. Please do this all the way around for round number 38. I'll be back in a moment. Coming around on number 38, you're going those 4 back up the other side, and then you'll run back into where you started, and you'll join with the 3rd chain up, and we're gonna end this color, and we'll bring back to the color B as in Bob next for round number 39. Let's do that next. Let's go for number 39, still looking at the right side up, and we're gonna come to the chain 1 space on a point. Let's join it, and we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's your double crochet and chain 1 spot, and double crochet back in. We're going to do the crisscrosses. We've already done this before, so skipping the next one and go to the next one after that, double crochet, and then double crochet the one you skipped. I was trying to be consistent when I was designing this, so I wasn't making you learn everything all the time. So then crisscross again. You already know how that's done. And then you're gonna skip the 2 middles. So you come to this one right here. It's the 4th one away and start. So it'll be a double crochet, come to the one that's right before it that you skipped, and then do the next one. I believe that I actually had a frog out at this point in the project because it was buckling. So this is one of those rounds where I had to correct because I was putting way too much in the middle. So then once you get back to the peak, you're double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. So let's review again. Skip the next one, double crochet, and come into the one you skipped. Skip the next one, double crochet in the next, and come to the one you skipped. Okay, there's the 2 that you want to skip over, so come to the 4th one away, double crochet, and go to the one right before it to do the crisscross, and then crisscross again. Skip the next one, so going back up, and then a point. I bet you know what it is. It's a double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and I need you to go all the way around for round 39, where I'll meet you back up here in a moment. We're gonna keep this color going on to number 40, but I'll be right back in a moment. Coming up to the end of number 39, I'm just crisscrossing my way back up to the beginning, and then once that last crisscross is in, just attach it to the 3rd chain up. So let's begin and start with round number 40, which is using the same color. I'll be right back. Let's begin round number 40. Slip stitch yourself to the point, and you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to double crochet back into that same spot. Nice easy round again. So the next 4 in a row will each be 1 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the 2 that are leaning into each other, just 1 second, I just kind of screwed that up for a second. So you're doing the 4 down. So the 2 that are leaning into each other right here, you're going to make those as a 2 together double crochet. So we're filling in that spot, and now you'll do 4 going up the other side, starting with the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the point again. So it'll be a double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. So let's review again. So you do 4 going down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 2 middle ones, put the as 2 together double crochet. I felt it needed it, that's why I put it in there. And then you'll do 4 going up the other side. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're back onto a point. So that'll be a double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. Please do this all the way around for round number 40, and I'll be right back in a moment. And coming back up the other side and around, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain up at the beginning. And let me just hang on 1 second, just flip, 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 flip. Okay, we are going to get rid of this color, move on to 41 with the color A as an apple. I'll be right back. Let's move on to round number 41 using the color A. You know, sometimes I just take chances, and this is a round that I took a chance because I didn't know how it was gonna end up, and it actually looks pretty cool. So we're gonna start with a chain 1 space and begin, and we are going to attach and chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Come in and do a double crochet. Here's what we're gonna do. Around the next, let me just take a look at the instruction real quick. So around the next 3 here, they're gonna be a back post double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Then once that's done, you're in the around the next 2, it's gonna be a front post double crochet. So coming on the front side. But you're not done. You have that one that's a 2 together. Make the middle one here also a front post double crochet. Okay, and now start on this side. So the first 2 out will be a front post double crochet, and then the last 3 before the point will be a back post double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And then in the point you have here 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. We'll review this again. This is how it looks. Let's try again. So the first 3 out will be each a back post double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Now the next 2 here, there'll be a front post double crochet, and then that takes you to the middle one where you can see the 2 together. Make that also a front post double crochet, and now you're coming up the other side. So the first 2 are front post double crochet as well. So just kind of keep an eye. You can just say to your head that the middle 5 are front post double crochet. Just make sure you do go around the 2. And then the last 3 up to the point is a back post double crochet, and I need you to do this all the way around. This is round number 41, and I'll be right back in just a moment as we continue our journey. And remember that the points are 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. I'll be back in a second at the end of this round. I'm coming all the way back around, and the last 3 before the point of course is a back post double crochet. So this provides a nice little texture. You got to watch these front posts and back posts on texture items. They tend to contract things, so I decided to try to alternate them in order to keep the balance. So let's just join it to the 3rd chain up on round number 41 here, and we're going to end this color and go on to C as in cat for round number 42. Let's begin round number 42 with the color C. So go into the chain 1 space and attach it and chain a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and double crochet back into the same item. There is popcorns in this one, but it's not as intense. So what we're going to do then is that you'll double crochet into the first double crochet out from the edge, chain 1 and skip the next stitch, and you're going to popcorn in the next. Okay, so you got that. Chain 1 to lock, and then chain 1 to move on. You're going to skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next, just like that. After this double crochet is in, you're not going to chain 1, but you're just going to skip a stitch and popcorn right here. If you did a chain 1 there, you'll add an extra stitch there which will cause it to buckle. So just make sure that you go right immediately to the middle one. You can kind of see it, you can follow it up. So this popcorn is right on the base of a valley. So just chain 1 to lock it, and then just skipping just 1 stitch, and you're going to double crochet the one right after it, and then chain 1, skip 1, popcorn into the next, it's all about math. This whole thing is about math. So you do your popcorn, chain 1 to lock, and then chain 1 to move on. So you're skipping the next one, and you will end up with the stitch right before the point. So it's a double crochet, and then you're back on a point. So the point will be a double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. I'll take you through this again. So what we have is 1 double crochet coming out, and chain 1, skip the next one, and we'll do popcorn here. Okay, we're gonna lock it, so we're just gonna pull through and lock it into the second one there, and you'll double crochet. So you skip a stitch and you're double crocheting into the next, and then immediately just skip a stitch and you're coming into the next one, and that's a popcorn. So this is the base of the valley again. So just pull it through and lock it, and then skipping just 1 stitch, double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip the next stitch, popcorn into the next one after that. Okay, chain 1 to lock, chain 1 to move on, and then you skip 1 and you're going to be in the 1 stitch before the corner, so it'll be a double crochet, and then in the point space it'll be 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. I need you to do this all the way around. This is round number 42 and I'll be back in just a moment. Coming around on 42, and I just got my last double crochet just before the spot, the space, and just slip stitch it up there. We're going to break this color and bring on the color A as an apple for the 43rd round. I'll be back in a moment. Let's go on to number 43 using the color A. We're going to attach to the top of the first chain 1 space. It's actually a lot of instruction, but that's because there's a lot of notes on where things go. And what I need to do, pay attention to is that the middle popcorn that is in the lowest valley is the one that's skipped. So if you can remember that, it becomes a lot easier instead of all those words on the paper. So let's attach it and chain 4. So that's your double crochet and a chain 1 spot, or a chain 1 space, and double crochet back into that same space. So you're essentially just putting in 1 double crochet into each one of these stitches, except for the middle popcorn. You're gonna skip right over that. So you can count it out if you want to, but I don't think you need to. Just fill in what you see. So there's a space before this popcorn, so fill in the space. You'll do the popcorn itself, and then the space after the popcorn, and then the next double crochet, and skip over the middle popcorn here, and then come to the double crochet on the other side of the popcorn. There's not a space between these two. Okay, they're considered just 3 stitches in a row. So then start with that double crochet, then the space, and then the popcorn space, the double crochet, and a double crochet, and you're back on the point. So the point will be always what you know, double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. So let's review this again. So there's 1 double crochet in each one of the spaces in stitches, except for the very middle. Okay, so you're coming, there's the middle popcorn, so you're just gonna come to this double crochet, skip the popcorn, and come to this double crochet on this side, and then come and start with the space work and all the stitches all the way up to the next point again. So this is the 43rd round, and I need you to go all the way around. The points, as which you already know it, is 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. I'll see you at the end of number 43 in just a moment. So coming all the way back to the top of the beginning, and then you're going to attach it to the 3rd one up. Bet you're not surprised by that by this point. I've been pretty consistent. I want to draw your attention, you know, when we started and we broke this off into 36, you see how much more narrow it is, but as we're getting out it's getting wider and wider, and so your blanket is obviously getting bigger as well. Let's what are we doing? We're gonna finish this color and move on to the 44th round with the color B as in Bob. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, let's begin round number 44 using the color B as in Bob. Okay, we're gonna come to the first spot here, the chain 1 space, and begin again and attach chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and double crochet back in. We're now going to start and play with the idea of almost like basket weave concept of back post, front post, and alternating. So we're going to come into the first one and we're gonna make this a back post double crochet, and you're gonna alternate this one, and then the next one will be a front post double crochet, and you'll do that a total of 3 times. So the next one is a back post double crochet, the next one is a front post double crochet, so that's twice, and a back post double crochet and a front post double crochet, and this will take you to the 2 middle ones that are leaning towards each other. I want you to skip those, and I want you to honor what you see. So this time, see, this is a front post double crochet, so I want you to make the 3rd one away a front post double crochet as well. to keep the balance looking consistent. And now the next one has to be a back post, and you're going to alternate between these two to take you to the next point. So sometimes in patterns it's easier just to write the same sequence, but sometimes in this case it would not look right when you got there. So this is a back post, and that's how we started it, was a back post. So on the points you'll put in a single crochet, chain one, one single crochet. So when you start a new side again, you start off with the back post first, and then a front post, and a back post, and a front post, and a back post, and that's where we're going to stop, or sorry, continue with the front post. And those are the two that are leaning into each other. So you skip those two and go to the third one and start it with the front post, because that's how you finish this one over here, and then go for back post. So I'm alternating it until I get to the next peak, and the one right before the peak should be a back post double crochet, which it is. And then in the peak it's double crochet, chain one, one double crochet. I need you to do this for round number 44. I'll be back in a moment. So I'm coming all the way back around. My last one is a back post double crochet. That means it's right, and I just need to slip stitch it to the third chain up, and we're going to carry to round number 45, and we're going to keep this color going on for one more round. Let's do 45 next. So 45 is using the same color, so you'll slip stitch to the chain one space, and that's where you'll begin. So you need to chain four, so that's your double crochet and chain one spot and a double crochet back in. You now need to double crochet yourself the next 6 in a row. So let's count those out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the two middle that are leaning into each other, I need you to make a 2 together double crochet. So wrap the hook and put those two together as one stitch. And now you're going to go up the other side, so there'll be 6 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're at the peak again. So it's a double crochet, chain one, one double crochet. So now you're going to go down again another 6. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then put the next 2 together. Like that, and then let's go up the other side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then you're back at the peak again. 1 double crochet, chain one, one double crochet. Please do this around. This is round number 45. Coming around on number 45, you have your 6 going up the side, and then you're going to slip stitch it to the top of the to the third chain up. We're going to end this color for 46 and move on to 46. It'll be C as in the color cat next. Round number 46 is going to create more layering. So we're going to come to the top of the chain 6, or sorry, the chain 1, attach, and we are going to then chain one, one single crochet. You could do a standing too if you wish. So chain 1 and 1 single crochet. So it's 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. You're now going to put in 1 single crochet into the next 6. So let's do that. We'll count those together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you're quite not done yet, so don't be hasty. So what I'm going to do is do a front post double crochet around this one. It's before the double crochet 2 together. And then I want you to skip the double crochet 2 together and do a front post around the next one over here. It just creates a little bit of texture, that's all. And now starting with the next one, you're going to do the next 6 going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that takes you to the peak. So in the peak it'll be single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. So let's do this again. So go 6 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and just look below, and it's this one right here. It's before the 2 together, and make that a front post double. And then this one right here, skip it, and then go to the one right after the 2 together and make that a front post double. And then start the next one after that and do 6 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and that takes you to the peak. And so that'll be 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet, and I need you to do that for round number 46, and I'll be right back in a moment. Coming to the end of number 46, I'm doing my 6 single crochets going up and attached to the beginning single crochet to finish 46. We're going to end this color and move on to the color A as an apple, and we'll be doing 47 next. Let's begin 47 using the color A, and let's attach it to the top here to the chain 1 space. Okay, and we're going to attach and chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and double crochet into the same spot. We're now going to apply 1 double crochet back post around the next 7. So starting in the very first one right here, just come in from behind and pop it out to the back. And so you're doing only 7 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this will take you to the stitch right before these front post doubles, and so you're going to skip over those. So you immediately just come in immediately to this one here on this side and start doing the next 7 going up the other side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 takes you right to the last one before the point. Okay, so you go into the point. You already know what you're doing there. It's double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and then you're gonna come down the other side again. So let's do the first 7 again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and that takes you right to the one before the front post here. Skip those 2 and do the 7 going up to the other point once again. You'll do this all the way around. So 1, and if you don't want to count, you probably don't need to if you're that confident. I'm just doing that for your benefit on camera, but I don't think I count when I'm by myself. I count just the first few times just to make sure I'm getting it, but if I'm ever questioning anything, the counting does help, just in case something feels off. Trust your gut, right? And you can also do a speed count too to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It means I'm done, and then I'm at the peak. So in the space it'll be double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Do this all the way around. This is round number 47. I'll be back in a moment. Coming around to 47, and I'm just gonna slip stitch to the 3rd chain up. and we're gonna end this color and bring on the color C as in cat for round number 48. I'll be right back. So we're looking at the wrong side of the project. We're going to start and we're gonna do our full popcorn. So go for the chain 1 space and watch how we do this one here. There's a difference right in the center here to keep the balance. So you're going to just join it, or you can do a standing single crochet and then just make the first one a single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. So what I want you to do is pay attention. We're doing something a total of 4 times in a row. So we're gonna start with the very first stitch out with the treble, and then you're going to single the next. So that's 1 of 4, and the next one is a treble, and the next one is a single. So that was twice, so this is the 3rd time, so that's a treble and then a single, and then next one is a treble and then a single. Notice how these are leaning into each other. So once you get to this point, the first one here has to be a single. So we've ended in a single, so we're gonna start with a single and then begin the process again. So if that one's a single, it has to be a treble going up. Originally I didn't have it this way, and I noticed that I lost my valley when I did it, so that's why there's a bit of a difference here this time around. Is to maintain that valley sinking down. So you're just alternating between the two, and the last stitch before a point should be a treble. Okay, and that's how it's gonna be. So in the point then it's going to be a single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. So let's review this again. The first one out has to be a treble, and then the next one is a single. So just pay attention to where it joins like this, and therefore you'll know when to alternate your stitches back the other way. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I did that because the fact is if I kept the same stitch work of going all the way, I think that I would have ended up in the wrong number on the other side. So I think that's why there's a change right in the middle. Okay, so there's a single, I'm at the middle, so I'm gonna start on this side. So I start with the single first. So I think that's what it is. So I think if I would have kept this one after this as a treble, it would have finished the one just before the point as being the wrong height that I needed. So I guess that's the method to the madness, right? So you're just alternating between them. I have done this stitch so many times I don't really have to think about it. You may have to, but it's up to you. So the one before the point is a treble, and then in the point it's a single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. I need you to continue this around on the wrong side, and I'll be right back in a moment, and this is round number 48. And coming all the way around to 48, the last stitch before the point should be the treble as always, and then that's when you're going to join it to the beginning, and that's where your story is going to end for this color. So we're going to be bringing on the color B as in Bob for the next one, and we're going to turn this back to the right side of the work, and we're now going to have the full popcorn show up on the other side. So let's turn this around. You can see it. Nice, right? So let's continue then into round number 49. Let's go into round number 49. We're going to be using the back loops only, except for the points of course, and that will keep this full popcorn looking good. So continue with the chain 1 space that's in a point, and that's where we're going to start, and you'll chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then double crochet back in. Now using the back loops only, I need you to do a double crochet in the first 8 only. The first one out is always difficult. Okay, so we have 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Once you get the 8 done, I need you to skip over the 2 center single crochets. So just skip right over those, pretend they don't exist, and move to the next treble, which is the 3rd one away, and begin to do 8 going up. So 8 double crochets on the back loop, a back loop only. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and that takes you right to the point, which is next. So then in the point it's going to be 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. Let's review again. So starting in the first one, going down, it's going to be the back loop only, and there's going to be a total of 8 going down. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and so that will take you to the middle that you're going to skip over those 2 singles and then go 8 starting in the treble going back up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then in the top space it's going to be your regular, so it'll be your double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. I need you to go all the way around for number 49 and meet me back here in just a moment. Coming to the end of number 49 of just coming all the way back up the one side, slip stitch to the 3rd, chain up, and that's going to be it for this color. So we're going to eliminate this color and bring back the color A, and we're going to move on to the 50th round next. Okay, let's begin the 50th round using the color A. I found people got confused on this round. We'll try to take it step by step, and the confusion is happening right in the center here because we're going to do an extended popcorn again, but what we need to do is that we need to pay attention to how many stitches that we're skipping here on these valleys. So let's begin and chain, go into the chain 1 space and begin your story there, attach, chain 4, and double crochet in the same space. Now we're going to double crochet in the next one after it, and then chain 1, and then you're going to skip a stitch and popcorn into the next. This round will take you a bit of time, but you should know it's the final time that you're doing popcorn, so that might make you happy. Bet it does. Okay, so you're gonna popcorn into that one. You're then going to lock it and then chain 1, and you're going to skip the next double crochet and double crochet the next one after that. You're then going to chain 1 and you're going to skip the next double crochet here, and then you were going to apply another popcorn right in the here. Okay, so skipping 1. So you got 2 popcorns that are going down the hill. And so when you do this one, you're just gonna lock it. Okay, so now what you're going to do is an extended popcorn between the 2 single crochets. So here you're gonna go right into a space in between them. You're not gonna go into a stitch work, and you're going to do an extended popcorn into the space, and you already did this before. So just pull it up, and this is going to have it jump down, and so you're doing those extended double crochets down, but together it's the extended popcorn. So you're gonna have those 5 in a row. You're going to release it, okay, and then chain 1 to lock. Now here's the thing, it says to skip 4 stitches. It's skipping it from this here. So there's 1, 2, and you can see it in behind, you can seem to see it behind. So then there's 3 and 4. Okay, so there is the 2 stitches there. Okay, so 1, 2, and then 3 and 4, and therefore you'll popcorn into this one. If it helps you to know, I believe it's the 7th one away. So here's the space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and it is. So if that helps you to do that, that might be better for you. And that's where you're going to start your popcorn, going up. Okay, so you're going to lock it and then chain 1 to move on. So you're skipping the next one, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next, popcorn into the next one after that. So I didn't want to apply popcorns in everything because, you know, if you apply too much effort in one of these patterns, people get kind of antsy about it. So I think just applying this amount of popcorn in one space is enough for people. Okay, so we're gonna have a popcorn, chain 1 to lock and chain 1 to move on, skip to the next one, and you'll end up at the stitch right before the point, and that's where you're gonna double crochet, and therefore this is what it looks like. Okay, let's go into the point. It's gonna be double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet, and we'll review one more time. Double crochet into the one right after the point, chain 1, skip 1, popcorn into the next. So these popcorns is what absorbing a lot of the yarn. Okay, so you lock it and then chain 1 to move on, skip only 1, 1 double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1 and popcorn into the next. I actually did have to frog this round out. It wasn't sitting right in the counts that I originally had. So you got your 5, you're gonna pull through and then lock. And immediately what I need you to do after you have that done, and I'm just checking here, is that I want to do an extended popcorn immediately down here. So just coming in between the spacing of the single crochet. So there's technically not a stitch. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Release it, pull through, chain 1 to lock it, and then if you're not sure, remember what I said, it's the 7th one back. So here's the space, so count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's where your popcorn is, or if you skip 4 if you want to do there. I think it's easier to count back to 7. So you'll put a popcorn immediately there. Okay, and lock it and then chain 1 to move on, skip only 1 stitch, double into the next, chain 1, skip 1, popcorn into the next. Okay, and then lock it, chain 1, skip 1, and then you'll end up at the stitch right before the point, and it'll be a double crochet, and then immediately come to your point of 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and I need you to do this all the way around, and this will be round number 50. So I'm coming up all the way around on number 50, and then I'll end up with a double crochet right before the point spot, and then I'm just going to join it to the 3rd chain up. This is the end of this. No, this is not the end of this color. So we're going to continue into 51 as we begin our next round. Let's start. So for number 50, we have to keep in mind that even spaces are going to be considered a stitch. It's easier to say that than it is to like 1 into the space, 1 into the stitch, and etc. So consider your stitches and your spaces all to be the same. And what our goal is for this next round is that we're going to skip over the 3 middle popcorn here to really kind of pull it in. So let's start round number 51. So let's slip stitch to the chain 1 space, and you're going to chain 4. And that's your double crochet and your chain 1 space, and then double crochet back in. So now you have to count a total of 7 stitches that include these spaces. So let's just do that. So we're just gonna do 1 into the double crochet, a 2nd into the double crochet, the 3rd is into a space, the the 4th is into a popcorn, the 5th is into a space, the 6th is into a double crochet, and the 7th is into the space before the middle here. And what I have to get you to do is that you have to skip over these 3 stitches right here, and it's really going to pull it. So come to the space on after these 3, just like that. And now that's considered 1 of 7. So work your way up the other side. So 2, and use those spaces if they're there. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and the next one is the point. So use that point as a double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and then come on down the other side. So remember it's 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Skip over the 3 popcorns and immediately come to the space on the other side of it. And so that's considered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then that will take you to the point, which is right here. And so that'll be 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. I need you to do round number 51. I'll be right back in a moment, and I will see you back here in a second. Coming all the way back around on 51, I have my 7 coming up, and you're just going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain up, and we're going to eliminate out this color. We're going to go into color B as in Bob for round number 52 next. So let's start round number 52. You're going to go in and you're going to attach. I'm doing a standing single, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to single crochet back in. So there's your point. So what I need you to do is that I need you to go 7 down. So 7 single crochets in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And what I need you to pay attention to is that we did 7 going down. So when I go to start the next one here, I can start on the 7th one because this is going to get hidden. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7th will take you here. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. So once we get the 7 down, we're going to go as a front post, double crochet around the extended popcorn, and that pulls everything in. So if you're not sure where to go, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where you need to go, and that's where you're going to start your going back up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then that will take you up to the point. So let's, and then we're going to single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. So let's do that again. So you're going to go 7 down. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And once you're 7 down, then you are going to go around the point, or sorry, around the extended popcorn. And if you're not sure which one you have, just go here and count back. So this is the space, and count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's the one you'll start to go 7 crochets back, or 7 single crochets back up. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. As a disclaimer, I think that I had an extra stitch placed into where I started, so it appeared that I had skipped over 3 stitches. Technically I did, but that's how to correct. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So in the spaces, just remember it's single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet, and this will conclude this part, and I'll be back in a moment for the end of number 52 in a moment. I'm coming up to the end of number 52, and I'm just doing my 7 going back up the other side. and then I'm just gonna slip stitch my way into the first single crochet, and we're gonna keep this color and move on to round number 53 next. Okay, so let's continue, and 53 is the final. Actually, I didn't realize it's the last round. I'm actually kinda happy about it. I've been filming since 9 o'clock this morning. It's almost 6 o'clock in my time zone, so it's been a very long day today, but I think it's worth it to give you free education. I think I'm always on board for that. So we're going to start with the final round, and we're going to slip stitch to the chain 1 space, and what we're going to do is chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That counts as a treble. And in the same space, I don't want to create any more spaces when I do a point, so I'm just gonna apply 2 more trebles into the same spot. We're gonna make this round a solid round, so it's trebles. I'm going to apply 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then I'm going to apply 1 half double crochet into the next 2. So 1 and 2, and then 1 single crochet into the next 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3, like that. We're now going to skip 3 stitches, so it'll be this one, the one that jumps down, and this one, and we're gonna do exactly what we just did but opposite. So we're gonna start on this side of going 3 up, so 3 singles, so 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 half double crochets, so 1 and 2, and then 2 double crochet, so 1 and 2, and that takes you to the peak again, and in the peak it'll be 3 trebles. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So let's review this again. So coming out of the very first one, coming down, it looks like it's gonna be hidden there, so just make sure you don't forget that one. So it's right there. So there'll be 2 doubles in a row. Then you got 2 half doubles in a row, and then 3 single crochets in a row. So 1, 2, and 3. You're then going to skip over the middle 3, so you can see that. So going the next one on the other side, so it'll be 3 single crochets going up the other side first, and then 2 halves, and then 2 doubles. And then right here in the point, it's going to be 3 trebles, and I need you to repeat that all the way around. This is the final round number 53, and I'll be back in just a moment. I'm coming to the end of 53, totally cheating because I'm doing a little swatch with you, but I was able to film this in a day instead of over several days that it would normally take me. And Christmas is coming up, and it is a Christmas based concept, so I wanted to make sure you had it. So we're just finishing up, we're just keeping the sequence and finishing with the 2 double crochets that are in a row, and then slip stitched to the top of the chain 4, and that will pull it around, and that's where you're gonna end your story. So this is the end, so you can fasten off your yarn, weave it in like I showed you at the very beginning of today's tutorial, and this is it, and I think it's actually been pretty good. So I did notice a few corrections. They'll be corrected by the time this video goes out, and it'll match, and you know, it's always good to go through things several times, I suppose. So that's it for now. Have a good one, and this is a gingerbread afghan or tree skirt by me, Mikey at the Crochet Crowd, on behalf of Yarnspirations. We'll see ya. Bye bye.